Tell me I'm lying. Women make better mothers and children than anything else. By all means. If you have something else women excel at, place it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Who we have before us is fine as Jasmine Crockett. She's in Congress representing the 30th District of Texas. She's been on the channel before. She is a product of the feminism, female empowerment, and the concept of equality between men and women that has really marinated here in the United States for 70, 80 years, long before we got here. We're all just products of this, right? So over the past year, she was on a campaign trail railing against Trump. Now, my subs know, 4 years ago, I told you Trump was going to get reelected because I saw where the Democratic Party was going back in 2013. But hey, the world got to catch up. That's the fault of being early. That's always my problem, always early. But now we're in that point where, the culture is changing, the culture is pivoting, and we're going back to the traditional culture way of thinking, recognizing and respecting the biological differences between men and women. And one of the things that just strikes me as amazing and hilarious is watching the pivot from those in the Democratic cult that were sitting there screaming about, oh my goodness, Trump's the next Hitler. Trump's the worst guy ever. We're going to have a new fascist regime. So fine as Jasmine Crockett, by all means, explain to us as they go into the whole situation about Panama, Greenland, and Canada. Let's go.
I don't know. I mean, it is crazy that this guy is about to walk into the White House for a second time.
Is it crazy? Sweetheart, once again, this has long been in the making. One of the things about the female brain, and we've discussed this on the channel before, is that it operates episodically. Every day is a new day. What the past is the past. Let's just move forward. Whereas us as men, we have serialized brains, meaning that everything continues. Like the proper context is there for us to be able to walk into this situation and say, hey, as far as Greenland, Canada, and the Panama Canal goes, America has given them money for decades, right? For generations. We've been giving them a ton of money. It's time for a little return on investment. That's ultimately where Trump is coming from. But because, different brains, guys. It's so unfathomable to her that he even got reelected. Oh.
And again, I kept saying on the campaign trail, this guy doesn't know who our friends are. Now, I can tell you that he loves to pal around with Putin, and we know that Putin has decided that he wants to bring back the former coalition that they used to have, and that's why
Trump is nice to anybody who is nice to him. That has been the case. It's actually one of my biggest pet peeves because it makes him incredibly malleable to bad ideas, namely what's been going on as of late when it comes to the H-1B visas debacle. That's a microcosm of what's taken place here throughout America, where the lower classes, they there is no lower class work now, and defeating that lower class work defeated the middle class work, and now they're working their way up to these tech jobs. And it's like, at what point do we say, no, enough's enough? As long as there is an American living under a bridge, guess what? There should be a job for them. A lot of the jobs, particularly a lot of jobs, are just a matter of training. If you have a propensity, if you have an inclination towards a certain discipline, right? We should see that and then move and via our education, try to move you in that way. But that's not what we do. We leave people, this is America. We leave people to their own devices. And some people gravitate to things, some people don't. But as far as bringing in people from other countries to fill in jobs, I can guarantee you, if you can go to a lot of these like our homeless numbers just came in. The country's homeless numbers just came in, and they are astronomical. People are losing their place to live all the time, every single month. And so to sit there and say, oh yeah, I mean, we got to bring in these people, it was ridiculous. It absolutely was. But to get back to exactly where I'm coming from, is that Trump, he was never the monster that you guys portrayed him as. He was never the evil devil that many of you projected him to be. And now you got to live with that. You got to deal with that.
He went into Ukraine. I am here to say that we've got to have really good people around Trump. And right now, the people he...
Sweetheart, you spent 10 years damn near calling him the most evil to ever evil. So now you're like, oh, we have to have good people around him. Why would he want any of you assholes around him? And the fact that you have the likes of a Vivek, the fact that you have the likes of Tulsi Gabbard, RFK, everybody else who was saying the exact same things about him around him, he already did it. He already went and got his fools and put them alongside him. So I mean, sweetheart, this is why, real talk, mother and wife is the best place for you to be. Straight up and down. Because she's married. She has a son. Your son would be way better off with his mom at home taking care of him. I don't know how old he is or anything else like that, but it's somebody, you there, teaching and guiding them. Because here's what happens, and it happens with the white elected officials. They did a whole movie on it. What's that, Traffic? Where the white politician, this was the husband, he goes out and he's all out in the world, so busy out in the world that he's not paying attention to his son and to his daughter. And his daughter ends up with a drug habit. And now he's like, oh my goodness, the drugs. And I can easily foresee that happening to you. I'm not hoping that it does by any stretch of the imagination. Prayers up for the young man, by all means. But let's be real about these things. Okay? You have a place. Ladies, you have a place. The fact that all this is brainwashing. All this is the world wanting you to go against your nature and be outside of your home, the place where your nature really wants to be.
Picking are not the best people, because somebody needs to explain to him in a very elementary way why we don't go after our friends. Why?
And you're insulting. This is insulting. I mean, the man won 2 presidencies, would have won a third if he wasn't cheated in 2020. So, would have won a second in 2020 if your cult didn't come through and just cult the whole thing up. So to sit here now and be like, oh yeah, well, we need good people around him and all these other things that he's already done. I mean, this is why this network, MSNBC, is on its way out. This is why the DEI, the wokeism, all these other extra feminine things. Because if you notice, these are not masculine things by any stretch of the imagination. It's always a push towards femininity. It's always a push towards, softening things up. And the thing about things being soft is that it's real easy to manipulate. Fellas, this is why we have our roles. This is why men are to lead. Because, okay, you know what? Last minute of this, those eyelashes. Those eyelashes have been killing me the entire video. Because, sweetie, don't wear them. You don't need them. Ladies, what the fuck is up with the eyelashes? Stop. Cut it out. Because you don't cover your entire eye. And then we can end up with stills like this, where one of your eyes looks like it has the lashes and the other one doesn't, and you look ridiculous. This is why you don't do fake eyelashes, okay? Stop. Cut out the eyelashes, ladies. Seriously. So fucking annoying. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, if you think that there is another role, a better role for women in the world by all means, let me know in the comment section. But until the next one.